shout out to Aluminium, by the way. He is now my password for most of these games. Just in case you wanted to jump in randomly and you knew I was doing a shoutcast. Try Aluminium. That'll be my password. That is how I'm getting your name out there. You're going to be the password guy. I'm going to change you from the Elise guy to the password guy. Just saying that. David! T-Panda, don't worry about him. What you doing? What you doing? This guy, yeah, I thought this game was started. I thought this was going to happen. Yeah, that was... Yes, that was my hawk squeak. I was calling my prey. There it goes! Hey, we're in game. That makes me happy. Let's get away from my Tony Hawk squeak. Yeah, I just did the Tony Hawk thing. That's a nod to... I can't even remember who called me Tony Hawk. I think it was Zell. I don't think Zell is on the stream today, but yeah, Zell, big fan of the Hawk Screech. And yes, totally an Evian. Oh, right out of the bat, we see an Evelyn and a Malphite ban. Oh, that Evelyn bit is still really damn strong, and I really find her very powerful in teamfights as well, just because her ult, like, they were sitting there nerfing her and buffing her and just changing her, and I was sitting there thinking, you know, stop it with the damage and just reduce the size of her ultimate. That is what makes her scale into late game so well. People are like, oh no, Evelyn doesn't scale into late game, it's okay. But that burst on her ultimate is ridiculous. They're like scaling down the damage, but it is still way too big. Anyway, we are going to see that Kha'Zix ban out. It's not going to be a Rengar ban. They're not going to take advantage of the knowledge that I was given by Kha'Zix, but he could have been trolling me. Who actually knows if they did that? But yeah, Kha'Zix banned out, Shen as well, and of course we're going to see Blitzcrank. Still not letting a Blitzcrank go through. I'm wondering if the Modestly Awesome tournament is going to allow a couple of Blitzcranks. We may see a couple. I don't know. Could be fun. And a Mumu getting banned out as well. Guys, big note for the Modestly Awesome tournament this weekend. We are going to see VGR versus Full Hentai in the pool play. Can you guys believe that? The two top divisional teams from Auckland and Wellington, respectively, VGR and Full Hentai, which have sort of, they haven't changed their name, they've changed the spelling of their name so it doesn't look like hentai anymore. It's just smart, isn't it? It just totally works. Who needs to actually change names? That just happened. Anyway, Lala Wee is locking in as Cho'Gath. He has got those support runes in Mastery, so he may be swapping that for a jungler or a mid or even a top. We'll see where he goes with that. T-Panda locking in as Taric. Taric is a very, very strong team champion, and he is often not counterpicked, but counter-selected. Sorry, not counterbanned, but counter-selected. So it's generally the first that comes out there. But Leona is the targeted against a Taric, and T-Panda is going Smite, so he's not going to be Taric. But still, close enough, pretty close. As it stands, Kai Fam is going to be locking in as Israel as well, so Taric-Israel combo is a little bit decent. I've been reading up on the support recommendations. Apparently Taric isn't too strong with Iz. I still find he is. He's really, really great for team play. It's great synergy with Israel. He does work a little bit better with Misfortune though, especially considering her ultimate and the burst damage you can get off on her is ridiculous, especially with that damage over time. But yeah, still locking in with that Israel. I do sort of like it when you're able to put off your Q and your W with Israel from a Taric stun. It's very, very effective. Black Penis is going to be locking in as Corky. If you guys can think of a different way for me to say his name, please let me know, because I don't want to be yelling that throughout the game. It just sort of makes for an awkward situation in the house when I'm downstairs yelling Black Penis. Just saying. Anyway, Cryptic Nexus going top, grabbing a top as Jax, and going with the best masteries in the game. He's got Clairvoyance, he's got Clarity. They've won. That's it. We'll see if Black Penis stays there with her. I'm gonna call him BP. I'm gonna go BP. Oh yeah, Timothy. Timothy suggested BP. I just caught on to that. The second you said that. It totally sounds like I'm going, that was my idea. Totally wasn't yours. Anyway, yeah, Cryptic Nexus, picking that Jax top is going to be quite influential. Jax top is very powerful. He isn't always as powerful early game, especially not against characters like Renekton with such early burst and great sustain, great power coming out from them. But he scales ridiculously well. Like a Shen can dominate him early game, but in the late game, Jax just completely rolls over him. You know, he starts 1v1ing him, but when it gets to about I'd say about level 7 or 8. Some people say level 6, depending, I guess, if the players are sort of equal. Level 6 is the drop-off point just because of Jax's ultimate and the passive scaling on that with the auto attacks. Vortex, in the meantime, does go for that Lux mid. We'll see where these lane changes go, because, of course, I don't know much about these teams. I don't know where they're going to be in lane. Who knows what the hell's going on? Walpazo going to be going in that Katarina in mid. So looking for a lot of assassination coming out from them. They have a decent teamfight combo as well, so we'll see if Katarina does scale into the late game with them, or if she drops a little bit off and gets destroyed in teamfights due to AoE. There isn't. I mean, there is actually a decent amount of AoE coming out from the red team. From whoa, what am I doing on Oceania? Okay, there we go. Sorry, coming out from Noobius Maximus. Just a big shout out to these teams. Noobius Maximus in the red corner, and in the blue team, it is going to be fun times with Ferenc. It's not exactly the real fun times entirely, or the real Iris. Keeping that on though, keeping that on the down low, totally. But yeah, them over on the blue team, Noobius Maximus over on the red. I'm going to switch that up in the. Oh no, I'm going to leave it in the stream actually, because they will switch sides after this game. Just a heads up, this is a best of 3. I was going to do a best of 1s, and the teams were like, this is a best of 3, right? I was like, no, it's a best of 1. And they were like, I don't feel invested anymore. Not going to even try. So I did change it to a best of 3 to give a good round of matches for you guys. You guys can watch this for ages. I am loving Summoner Mikael jumping on Sejuani. That is a bold move. It is really kind of cool. New champ from Volganor. Yeah. Not sure who's scaling on that Sejuani. But yeah, Sejuani is a pretty effective jungler. And the really fun thing about her is she is so underplayed that a lot of teams don't know how to deal with her. And the fact that she honestly just gets up in your face. And you just need to burst that bitch down. You just need to burst that down. She is a little bit tanky, but she can be taken out. The real damage and control comes from her ult, of course. The rest of it is just sustain, really. But going AP, she can be very, very devastating, apparently. But I think it was quite hard to build an AP Sejuani. Her farm would be a little bit out of control, because she couldn't... She's so close range. She has... only has a range skill, she only has an ult, and it doesn't do that much to keep them in place for long enough. But she can slow people on the fly, so maybe. But yeah, very effective jungler. We have seen her dominate in the daily shoutcast before, so it'll be interesting to see if that comes down again. And Krasix, I didn't go over that, but Krasix did pick up that Jace. Going to go top as that Jace. Cryptic Nessus is going to go jungle as Jax, which is a cool decision, especially going up against that Cho. Kind of dangerous. It is cool to see that I am confused about... sorry, I'm not actually confused. Iwabizo as Cho'Gath will be going top, will be legendary, sitting mid on CAD. Big shout out to all the members in this team. We do have Lala, we legendary, BP, I said it, Iwabizo, and Summoner Mikael. I recognize a bunch of those from Fun Times lineup in the last Barcraft tournament, but apparently they do have a semi-new lineup. I mean, right now they're only really missing Nan Kimchi, but I think they may have subbed out a couple of more people. I can't tell. We'll see on the day. You guys join me in the weekend for that. I may link you if you want to. You're going to do that. Yeah, it is totally intentional, but guess what? Screw you, AUV. Not going to happen. I'm sorry, man. If the ESL is really watching this, I am trying. I'm trying very hard. But T-Panda does stay as that supporter's Tarek. So I'm sort of going to like that. That bot lane's going to be kind of interesting. Let's go back over to Snowy. As I do sort of look at this. Boop, look at that scanner. That is a sexy scanner. I think what I'm going to try and do is change the picture every day that I do a daily shoutcast. I can't do a daily shoutcast every single day. If you know really awesome teams that want to play other really awesome teams, then tell them to contact me or comment on my post for the daily shoutcast, and I'll stick them up against someone. Hopefully they're same level, otherwise it's kind of stale. We are moving into 2 seconds past the delay, so we are going into the game now. Pretty happy about this. It's starting. It's happening. I don't know. It's kind of sitting there looking sexy. I love that kind of scene. I think that is honestly just the earthly scanner picture changed to make it look more badass. Oh no, League of Legends, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? It's not respond. No, it always not responds. Look at that double gold border on the blue team. over on Fun Times, and triple gold butter so far. What is Vortex going to do? I'm thinking he's a gold. I forgot, but I'm pretty sure he is. No, actually, I think he may be plat. We're going to see, though, maybe he had a power cut. Apparently, one of these guys had a power cut just before the game. Yeah, it is gold. He is... I think he's sitting at 1800 this season already, which is ridiculous. So congratulations, Vortex. I think that was Vortex. Don't quote me on that, because that just happened. Not entirely sure. Let's just take a look at the summoner spells that we are coming in here. It was changed. They didn't end up sticking with the teleport. So Fun Time's not sticking with the teleport. Not looking for some crazy ass gangs and say, oh yeah, lol minions, you want an Elise picture? Go get me an Elise picture. I couldn't actually find many good Elise pictures. And you could just, I don't know, stick lol minion down the bottom. And people, yeah. I don't know if that's going to happen. Yeah, find me an Elise picture if you can. If you want a picture on the Daily Shoutcast, send it in to me. SnowyPadre@gmail.com, I guess. Or you can just put it on my Facebook page. I don't know. That kind of crap. If you do want the picture, I don't really care. If people, I don't know. I've never had someone email me in because I'm lonely and sad. No, but it is a cleanse coming out from Corky. Gonna try and deal with that Tarek. Doesn't want to get bursted down by the Israel in that early game, and it does mean he misses out on a little bit of damage. Let's hope his shred keeps up with him and he's able to get the damage off that he needs. But Israel right now pulling off a lot more burst damage, and he's got that ignite, so a little bit more power coming out from bot lane. If Leona does, Leona is pretty much an all-in champion, so it's difficult to say where the lane is going to go. Tarek hopefully not going to be wasting his dazzle on Corky if he does hit the cleanse up. Of course, cleanse does have a decent recovery time. There we go, going into the game. Did I get the sides right? Fun times with friends? No, I think I got these sides wrong. Let me just move these sides over there. I do apologize about this. Boop. Yeah, let me just leave that leave that name hovering in the center of the screen. Boop. There we go. Oh, that's like going off the side there. What you doing? What you doing, man? Anyway, where are these teams moving? It is Noobius. Maximus jumping in as a team a little bit. They do have Vortex's Soul Stand behind. They may catch Black Panthers. They do get sight, but not going to happen. Don't know if Cryptic Nexus has put a point in his counter-strike. He has. He has put a point in his counter-strike, guys. He was going for that early stun, but they did get sight of that. Lucky Corky was there and not sitting up in the bush over here. That would not have been fun for him to get an instant surprise, just to get like a fiddlesticks. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Let me just line up the junglers for you. Not just the junglers, everyone else. At the point to the junglers. No, there we go. Cho'Gath, and it was Jace at top actually, and I did get the two junglers, two ADCs, and two mids. There you go. Things are lined up. It is going to be a flask for Vortex of Souls in mid, looking to sustain against Katarina, which is quite interesting. It does work very well considering Lux can have an issue with Katarina jumping in her face. She has that range, and if she uses those flasks effectively, she can get enough to come back in the game. She can get enough, what is it called? The thing that you use to cast the mana, the stuff, the blaze, yeah. The stuff that you use to cast spells, that happened. Mana, she does regen quite a bit of mana with that flask, and she is able to spam her spells a little bit more. But of course, Katarina has more sustain in the fact that she does use purely cooldown. There is no mana sitting on that Katarina. Damn, somebody big going pretty damn quickly. And I'm interested to see where the Sejuani jungle is going. Just checking out how we got starts for the supports. It is going to be a lane swap, and we do have Leona and Corgi up at top against Jace. Jace has a decent amount of range, but I think Cho'Gath has the... oh, actually, no, I would think Jace has the sustain advantage early game. He does have the option to go ranged. And to be honest, Cho has a lot of mana issues early game. He did not... He went straight for that armor to sustain the lane. He knew he was doing the lane swaps, surprisingly, and Jace went for damage output. So Jace may be the one having issues at top, but he has that range on him, and I think Cho'Gath is going to fall behind a little bit once he realizes his mana isn't endless. When he gets those Qs out, he may be taking a lot of damage and not getting many minions because he has to go in close range and get a little bit dangerous. There goes the standout from Lala, where they are getting a little bit aggressive against Kha'Zix, but not too aggressive. It wasn't BP coming in there. Oh yeah, BP. I said it. It isn't going to be BP jumping in there constantly with Leona. He he is staying back to reach the farm, and Lalawi is just trying to zone Krasik. So you can see that team play coming in. Cryptic Ness is gone for red now. Sejuani just falling behind a little bit. And Jax may be thinking, oh no, he's going back to raids. Not gonna play anything. He did go over to golems as well, so he is just lightning fast right here right now. What has he got over here? He's just got one, so they are sitting equal in minion farm. I'm going to eat my words here. Here we go. Legendary starting to get a bit more aggressive against Vortex of Souls. Vortex is running out of mana, but she does have a couple of stacks left. Let me just double check on that for you. She does have 2 stacks left on her flask, so she can still spam spells if she needs to. Just a little bit of. And yes, Cho'Gath is falling behind in CS. And of course, his damage output is going to be a little less than Jace at the moment, but Cho'Gath was the one that had to plan for this lane swap. So it's very interesting to see he didn't go flask or anything like that to sustain him. We may see a gank coming up at top, considering Cryptic Nexus is in that top jungle, ready to take down those golems and come into the fight. He may be a little bit low here. Krasik going in for the initiate. Look at that damage that he deals on BP. I nearly said it. That was close. But yeah, look at that damage going down on BP. Lalawi has not gotten too many wards. She does actually have 2, so she has got wards. She has not got wards. But it is going to be a lane gank coming in from Cryptic, and he does manage to get in there. He is not going for the jump. He has oh, there he goes. He has got to focus on Black Penis. They are sort of splitting their damage output. Krasik could have jumped on this, but Cryptic may go down to a turret as he does get... Oh, there it is. There it is. The first blood goes down, as it is the Phosphorus Bomb picking up the first blood. Wow, I was wondering, when was Jax going to get that jump off? He just didn't manage to get that jump off. That is crazy. Oh, that was really, really close. Okay, Lominium is not in this game. I just thought I might say it. Vortex of Soul in mid. Doing pretty well, but does manage to get pushed out. Sejuani came in there, made sure the damage was right on her, and she is going double. Dorans is starting out with that epic sustain, not even going boots yet. Doesn't matter if you dodge, if you try and dodge Katarina, she still can jump to you automatically, so who cares? Who even tries? What is that? Oh, yeah, just again, back of that bot lane, I cannot look at those supports anymore. But they did start out with, with those fairy charms. It is a fairy charm, right? I haven't been at this for a while. It is a fairy charm. I know what I'm doing. Iwobazo is getting a bit crazy. Does go for the silence. Stand very far out in his lane. And he has a decent amount of sustain. Definitely with that, with the 5 health pots, it's a decent amount of sustain, but it is only health. And again, he is falling way behind in that minion count. Jace is going to be getting back to the lane as soon as he can and picking up on that. No dragon contests yet, and bot is completely warded by Megabad Nunu, which is not the name of the team. It is Noobius Maximus. Just testing you. Just testing you. Noobius Maximus getting that ward down in the bot jungle. Cho'Gath, of course, not the support down there. They have swapped those lanes, and it is all of the side gone up top for fun times. I really want to call them Iris. Iris is just such a cool name. I can't wait for that. That's going to be fun. But Cryptic Ness is coming in, and Iwobazo does look like he's going to go down. Does get a knock up. Isn't going to matter, though. Sejuani tried to come and save him. She did have her ult available, it looks like. She had her ult available, but she hasn't actually gotten her ult because she's only level 5. That happened. 1-1 as it stands now. Really great gank down a bot, and in comes Cryptic Nexus. He has found a summoner Mikael in the jungle. I do not believe he got any of those minions. I'll have to go back and check, but maybe. Legendary now has the ability to jump on Vortex of Soul if he wants to. He's not going to go for that, though. Why is that not happening? He is going to go for an early haunting, guys. That is what Legendary is going for. Loving the name. Always loving that name. How I Met Your Mother fan. What the hell? I haven't even gone back into the series for a while now. 1-1 still stands. Is Vortex still sitting on that sustain in mid? Has not used her flasks at all yet. And is going to be getting blue. So who needs flask when you got blue? Gotta be crazy. So Mikael, stop babysitting bot. Falling behind. No, he's not actually falling behind. But it is still that one death on Jax. That is the difference. It was weird that he didn't get the assist down at bot when he went for the gank. He didn't go for the jump or anything. He saved it just in case he got away, but that really does cost him a lot of gold. So that assist from that initial kill coming out from Noobius Maximus is not going to go to Jax. Just a little bit of a note on that, he will be falling down in gold because of that. And it is an early Brutalizer coming out from Krasix. He is going to be going for that Black Cleaver. It does provide a decent amount of sustain and a really good amount of burst. So it is a decent way to go, but he's not going to be tanking up. He's not going to be getting Ninja Tubby or anything crazy like that. Vortex of Souls is crazy pushing mid with that blue buff. Looking to get crazy on that Katarina. What is she on? She's going on half. She can do nothing about this turret. Vortex of Souls is just broken. Look at that range coming out on Vortex of Souls now. Doesn't even need that Flask and 2 Dorans, but it does benefit her a lot. There it goes. The sun goes down on Krasix. Lalawi is not going to stay in on that fight. Not going to be ulting Krasix. But I was wondering if they could get that kill. Was out of mana. Calling him PP just reminds me. Oh, there we go. We do see Legendary as Katarina coming into play against a Lux. When she throws down that range, she can jump up against her. Down goes the stun, but it's not going to be enough. Legendary cannot go for that turret dive. He could have ulted on it, but he would have died as well, even if he did get the kill. Vortex of Souls, that range does do you enough. But you can see the dynamic of Katarina versus Lux. When Lux throws out a ranged attack, Katarina can just jump on her if she wants to at all. Doesn't even matter. Jax has gone for that, get my word mixed up. That's what happens. He's gone for that Matrix Razor. He has got a Ruby Crystal out as well. Not sure what he is going to be maining, turning that into. He has several options at his disposal. He could be helping out his team and going for an Aegis. But that may be what T-Panda is focusing on instead. He may be using it for a Black Cleaver. Not too sure. Look at that Wobizo. Look at the difference in farm there. 29 to 59. And it is one death on Shogarth. So Shogarth, even though they went for that lane swap, has had a massive fallback. And it hasn't done their ADC any good. It is still one kill for each ADC. And it is benefit to Kaifam with that farm. Kaifam sitting on double Dorans. He's got another longsword, which is probably going to be turning into an Avarice as he will go for that static Shiv. But he got out that Vam set too early to try and sustain in lane. Not sure if he needed that. Avarice may have been a little bit of a better decision to get some gold out, but he did go for that sustain. And down goes the stun from T-Panda as an all-in goes out from Kaifam. It is enough damage to take on Iwabizo, but Summoner Mikael does come in here. The Ignite is down on Iwabizo. It's not going to be enough. Legendary down in mid as well from a gank. Oh, God, it is. Fights going out from all over the map. We'll see if they can get a double kill down a bot. They did. Iwobizo does not even go down. That Ignite was not enough to go on it. Lala Wee is going to have to run away from this. I'm thinking Cryptic Nexus can't get this. He does not get the empowered shot off. That is so weird. He did not get that auto off. I think his sight got impeded just a little bit when he went around the corner. That was crazy. What the hell happened, Jax? Where did your power go? That may have netted him that kill, but it just wasn't there. Oh, that was close. But yes, all across the map, it is going to be Noobius Maximus getting taken down. That's sitting 4-2. So it is not a bad loss, but this is actually a decent game. I am very happy to bring you guys this. I've been wanting to bring you guys, because usually we get stomp games or just very regular teams who are really cool. But it is sort of stomp games or just regular teams that we see all the time. So it was really fun to be able to see this, and I haven't cast it, especially for something like a tournament for so long. This is fun. This is fun. There's no longsword and static Shiv? Really? I thought it went into Avarice Blade and then into static Shiv. Do correct me if I am wrong. What goes onto that Avarice Blade then? I do forget, because I'm still not familiar with that new static Shiv item. Let me know. Let me know. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Because I do do the daily shoutcast to learn more about shoutcasting and get better and better to get into tournaments with you guys. And I really appreciate knowing Everest Blade is Brawler's Gloves. Oh, it is Brawler's Gloves. I forgot to change to that. I'm pretty sure it used to be Everest Blade. Correct me if I'm wrong there. That is so lame. So what is he doing with that longsword? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he's going Brutalizer? Gonna be crazy or something? But I did remember it going to static Shiv. I am sorry, I cannot believe it. Maybe a Phage? You are thinking of Phage coming out from Kaifam, so it does go into a Triforce. So I did miss that. It probably will be a Phage. I just got confused on it for a second. I forgot static Shiv is not from that way. Everest, when I see Everest, it looks like it. But in comes mid, and bye-bye Black Penis. Wow, that Lux didn't even care all that for a while. She was like, I'm gonna wait for it. But it is actually a DC from Lux. That's why she didn't activate that luminescent forever. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, I do forget it. Sorry. It is luminescent something. Lucent Singularity. I remembered it before because I forgot the name, but we do have a pause coming out because it was BP disconnecting and Vortex of Soul disconnecting. So apparently everybody is coming out with a power cut. I don't know. Everybody's power cutting. Why is this happening? A little bit. 1465G phage. Definitely, Slater. Definitely. But it really depends on what build you're going for Israel. If he just considering he has got the longsword, he's most likely going for that Trinity Force build, so he's looking for a little bit more burst. But that's interesting considering he did get the Vam Scepter. So, I don't know, probably a hybrid going in there. Hybrid burst and sustained damage. Inappropriate name! Report, please. Totally. Yeah, Lala, we going for the report as well. Gotta do it. BP, what you doing? Just a heads up. BP actually reminds me constantly of Adventure Time. I constantly think PB. And I'm just, yeah. That's what I'm gonna call BP from now on. Princess Bubblegum. Yeah. Oh, Princess Bubblegum is back. Let me just check out. He has fallen down in CS, but he has got that kill over. Let me just see what he's doing for gold count. Princess Bubblegum being a he. Heaps good. It's in there. 3,982. Wow, they're basically dead even. So that kill just barely keeping him in the league with that Israel. But Israel has been dealing so much damage to Iwobizo. Iwobizo just has been babysat by Sejuani. Sejuani is getting into position now, but Lux does have sight of it. Let's see if she does back out, or if she does not notice the gang coming out. The ult does go down, and there we go. We do see the ult coming out from Legendary. It is going to be a kill as the Ignite goes down as well. Wow, stolen by Mikael. Kidding, it's not entirely stolen, but yeah, that kill going to someone to Mikael, going to that Sejuani. Sejuani is doing pretty good on that jungle. Got that one kill, got those 2 assists. He's been pretty damn helpful in his team. Hey, Wayland joining us on TTC. Not gonna go TTC. He likes it when I do that. He likes it just a little bit when I do that. TTC. I'm gonna say it really, really fast. Yeah, there it is. The Haunting, guys, is finally out on Katarina, and it is going to be a needlessly large rod coming out from Vortex of Souls on that Lux. What is he going to turn that into? What do you guys think is going down with him? I don't know, maybe a Deathfire Grasp, looking for a little bit of cooldown reduction and that massive burst. But hey, what do you know? It could be just in general a lot of bursts going straight for Rabadons. Don't think he's going for an hourglass or anything crazy like that. But who knows? I'm still not familiar with the Season 3 meta. I need to start getting a little bit more familiar. He's thinking, Lominium is thinking Magic Hat. Okay, Lominium's on Magic Hat. I want Deathfire Grasp. I want to see a DFG coming out. DFG, I don't know. I feel like DFG would be more useful for her early game. Maybe just a little bit less burst, but it does. Sorry, a little bit less ability power, but it does do a significant amount of burst, and it gives cooldown reduction. So I don't know. Maybe happening out for that, but it may be going straight for Rabadons. You could be right, Lominium. Could happen. Ooh, Legendary Billy getting out of there. Let me just check for that and admit it is way going in Lux's favor. Got those 2 kills as opposed to just 1 assist on Katarina. And that farm difference is massive as well. That has, considering she does have a needlessly large rod, that is 1k gold advantage in the mid lane. That's pretty nuts, man. That's pretty crazy. 5-3 as it stands. It is Fun Times a little bit ahead in this game right now in terms of the kills and the lane controls with that turret. But Gold Farm in general is going to Noobius. Their mechanical play is coming in here, and they are doing just a little bit better to get that Gold Farm out. And of course, look at all of those lanes. Top, mid, ADC, all of them are already over 100 CS, whereas no one on Fun Times has got over 100 CS yet. No one at all. Yes, it is. Oh, it looks like it may be an Aegis coming out. An Aegis. Whoa! Vortex of Souls is going to be jumped on. There's the ult coming out from someone in Mikael. Is there a flash or anything on Vortex? No! There's the burst down. That was pretty quick. That was pretty quick and over. Even though Fun Times doesn't have the lane farm sustain, they do have the kills. And then now nearly equaling gold count. In goes T-Pan. It does ult for that, but an ult encounter from Lala. We will be trying to focus Sky Farm. BP is out of mana and the lane swamp has gone down again as it is ADC and support down at bot because they did take that top turret. That's generally what you do. You swap so you can take out the turret faster than your opponent. That is where the tactic comes into play. There are a lot more tactics coming into play than that actually. So I shouldn't just say that, but that is certainly something. Getting down that top turret really quickly. Put your opponent off guard, do that switch, and then try and take down bottom as well. Fast turrets, fast gold, fast lane fast lane control, and map control as well. As it's very dangerous for people to be coming out here when their turrets are down. They can't get away as effectively from enemy ganks, from enemy jumps. But BP, Princess Bubblegum is out of mana. Is T-Panda gonna be... no, he's definitely not going to be poked down, but they do have the ward in there, so they will see this back. And they do have Cryptic Nexus coming in here. Are they going to go for it, though? They are not. They don't believe they can go there in quick enough. But, of course, the Valkyrie wouldn't have been available on Princess Bubblegum. He doesn't have enough mana to proc it. He didn't, actually. I should rather say, because he does now, obviously. It's just nowhere near them. Oh, Sejuani did go straight. He has actually managed to get a Spirit of the Ancient Golem, which is the 500 health item, so it was already a giant spell coming out from him. He's got another giant spell as well. So does Shogar, tanking up significantly, already finishing off third tier boots. He's already got that home guard. Everybody loved a home guard. Do you guys? Basically, everyone is doing that. They either, I can't remember what the other boots were. They scale from attack. Whenever you attack, you get movement speed and attack speed. I believe it's just movement speed. Maybe just movement speed. But yeah, people tend to either go for that, for the ADC, or they just go straight for home guard. I don't see many other third level boots coming into play. Nobody even cares about the other third level boots. And home guard, of course, is very funny, especially when you have teleports, but there are no teleports on this map. So it's quite interesting to see that coming out very early in the game. And a Warbox is finished out from Cho'Gath, actually. He's going to be ridiculously strong, ridiculously tanky. And when I say tanky, I mean healthy. He won't have much resist, but he does... okay, oh no, I'm thinking a Kindle Gem is going to be Lala Wee's next item as he does have that health. Oh no, sorry, maybe a Ruby Sidestone anyway. Ruby Crystal changes into so many things these days. Why does it even work? But yeah, probably going to be a Ruby Sidestone, not a Kindle Gem. But hey, he could turn it into an Aegis as well. He could go whatever way he wants to. If you think he's got enough ward coverage and he thinks this team is doing fine, which they are in those kill counts, he might just go, hey, why don't I just help out my team first? Who cares about wards when you have control of the map? They have all of those. They have all of those in the turrets. Actually, they don't have all of those in the turrets. They only have one. People were sitting on the turrets, and I was like, "Hey, that happened." Oh, is there a little bit of a flame wars going on in the chat? Slater arguing with people. Slater, of course, a really big name in the NZ scene these days. Big shout out to him, getting on streaming and everything. Couple YouTube vids. Really cool guy. The first game is going a little bit in terms of fighting mechanics in Funtime's favor, but it could easily go in Noobius Maximus. They've still got that gold advantage despite the 3 kill count and the turret against them. So they have so much ready to pick up on, and they go against Legendary. They found him in the jungle. He's going to be down. There is the issue with Katarina. No sustain, a little bit of escape, but Somnibic are going to be charging out of there, attracting a Baron. Oh, they did manage to get the bind off, the light bind on him, but that didn't sustain for long, which was quite surprising. But against that, against Baron, he's taken quite a lot of damage, will be forced out there as he is sitting there taking blue. So never mind, not forced out. He's going to take that blue, and it's going to be a little bit risky. Totally risky. And there's no fog. So let me put the fog back on. Wait. Okay, it does look like it's first going to be a Bloodthirster coming out from Ezreal. He still hasn't acted on that longsword. He still isn't doing anything about the longsword. Black Cleaver now sitting finally on Chase. He actually went for a Phage first before that, so we will be looking at potentially taking up or going for that Trinity Force. What do you guys think? Do you think Trinity Force Jace is going to come out? Do you think he's in the position to do that? Or do you think he's going to try and tank up? Considering the enemy team does have a Leona, a Sejuani, and a Cho'Gath, they are ridiculously tanky. They can stay in the fight for longer. Do you think Jace needs to tank up a little bit? He may have to stay in the game. Iwobas, though, you can see it coming into play. He only has health. He has no resist. And Krazerk has taken advantage of this massively. He may even jump on this turret. He's not going to go for it, and in the end, there was no mana sitting on Cho'Gath, so he couldn't lead him around the turret and then knock him up, but he could have led him around the turret for long enough, and the damage coming out from Jace was a little bit sketchy. So not going to be jumping on that. What is Jax doing here? Jax sitting on a ruby crystal still. He's stayed on that for quite a while. He did finish off his lantern, and he has gone for Merc Treads as well. Okay, think of Slater putting it all to a gold lead apparently to Noobius. Gold lead does have quite a lot of implements to it, and it does sort of show a bit of mechanics. And I'm thinking the kill count may be due to a switch in just the characters, but they do have a little bit less tankiness coming into the late game. I feel it may still scale towards them anyway. Wow, it is an Hourglass first out for Vortex of Souls. That was the least likely needlessly large rod item that I was thinking from them. But yeah, that is going to come out from them. An Abyssal Scepter in return is bought by Legendary, looking to sustain against Vortex of Souls. But to be honest, if Funtimes jump into a very closed area, Noobius just going to jump in there with that Lux and blow them to crap. It is going to be the end if they are caught in the jungle in one of those narrow choke points, to be honest. And they will get Israel going in there with an ult as well. It's very, very strong combo work coming out from them. I do think the teamfight combo is a little bit in Funtime's favor at the moment. Funtimes and Friends. Not the original Funtimes people. Just close to it. League of Warmogs apparently. Yeah, it does look like it is a Warmogs coming out from Cryptic Nexus as well. So that is how they're tanking up. Sejuani may be doing that as well, but I'm thinking she does have that that Giant's belt, and she does have a chainmail as well. And I'm thinking that is going to be, I'm not thinking, I know that is going to be a flame, not a flame. It's actually not going to be a flame. I just forgot what it's called. Sunfire Cape. Thank you. Brain work. It is going to be a Sunfire Cape coming out from Sejuani, which is great because Sejuani, all she can do is sit in the middle of people. If she's got a Sunfire, at least she's doing something. At least. But that is really the trade-off. Is Sejuani going to scale really well? Sejuani is quite a powerful champion, but still underplayed, underexperienced. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? I know, I'm the guy that's supposed to be predicting. I'm supposed to tell you. I'm supposed to know. Who knows? Me? No. I really don't. Anyway, it is going to be... Ooh, maybe starting out a Guardian Angels for Kaifam already, as he did turn that longsword into a Last Whisper. Goes straight for that damage. I completely forgot about Last Whisper coming in from longswords. Can't believe I lost that. Usually when you do see a Bloodthirster coming out from Israel's, I've seen this done many times before, and I didn't pick up on it. Bloodthirster and Last Whisper. It does happen quite frequently, and I completely missed that. Apparently Iceborne Gauntlet is quite popular with Israel's to date in Season 3. Do correct me if I'm wrong. I apparently was told by some massively awesome guy from a tournament team that is awesome as well. And they came on, and I was like, what is Iceborne doing on this Israel? And they were like, dude, that is like the meta now. And I was, oh, okay. That was probably my Noobius shoutcast ever. I forgot that they changed Singe. As we do go into a teamfight here, it is on a turret, so it may go... Oh, down goes the ult from Katarina. Does net them a couple of kills already. There's the triple. And it was Cho'Gath tanking all of that turret damage from the get-go. So they stayed in there for ages. Kaifam may be able to... Oh, he does manage to pick up this kill. The flash goes out from Leona, but that arcane shift just barely picking up that kill, and Kaifam does have sight of that bush, going in there and playing with Katarina. Katarina sitting in that side bush. Not very smart, but I'm not sure she knew that site was there, and Kaifam staying in a little bit too long. Did he even get his ult off? He did. Yeah, he did. He got his ult off. What am I talking about? But yeah, that was a great team fight. It does actually go in favor of Funtimes. As I did say, that teamfight mechanic does work out for them, especially with Cho'Gath. He went for that Aegis, and his team is ridiculously tanky now. They could stay under that turret for as long as they bloody wanted to, as long as they needed to. Not as long as they wanted. You're not going to sit there and just take turret damage and be like, dirt. But yeah, they could stay under that turret for as long as they needed to do to get a triple kill. That is quite devastating. I think Noobius Maximus need to think about their placement right now. They need to think about how they're going to come into a team fight, how they're going to engage, who they're going to focus, and what they need to do to succeed. Right now, their reply to that is tank the crap up. So it does look like that Phage is going to be turned into a frozen mallet, as there is a giant spell on Chase. He may be going for a Warmox again and then turning it into a Trinity Force, which will provide him with a bit of damage. A bit more damage anyway. And going for that Frozen Heart will provide him with less. Maybe going tanky and trying to match the tankiness of Team Funtimes means that Mega Bad Nunu, which is not their name, it's actually Noobius Maximus. I keep doing that because I feel like this is Noobius Maximus. I just feel like they're trying to match the tankiness, and that won't help with their damage output at all. It may not scale well for them in the end, but they do have 2 more games to go. This is a best of 3, guys, by the way. I made it a best of 3 per request of these teams. I did a little vote. They were like, oh, isn't it a best of 3? And then I was like, okay, I'll do a best of 3 if you guys really want a best of 3. They wanted a best of 3. They want to play as much as possible. And these guys get practice in for the Modestly Awesome tournament. Both of these teams are in that online tournament, and I will be casting that on Saturday and Sunday. I believe it's both of those days. Double of things. It may be another turret dive, but it is a 5v5, so... Oh, they are going to go down for Dragon. Will they be able to bait something like this, or are they actually going to go for it? As they do take down the site, they are starting out Dragon. They're actually going to contest it, even though there are 5 members of Noobius right there. Down goes the ult from Sage1, and look at the range on that. It was able to get a stun off, and they are going to initiate. There's damage going on all over the place. Israel hit it on all of the enemy team, and there it is. The placement's now going in Noobius' favor, but the tankiness coming out from Funtimes is just enough to keep them in there for enough times. It is a 3-for-3 exchange. Oh, Vortex does flash for it. Is he able to get the kill on? Yes, he is. The knockup didn't come out in time, and Cho'Gath actually pathed back a couple of times, so I don't know what he was doing there. He may have been able to get a knockup on her, but Vortex's souls coming in there, just cleaning him out. That was it. 13-10 as it stands, and that fight going just a little bit in favor to Noobius. They're not able to pick up that Dragon to supplement it as well, though. But yeah, they are starting. You can see that as they thought about that coming into the fight. I'm thinking I'm actually going to go back and reanalyze that, because nothing's going to be happening in game right now anyway. Whoop. Oh no. Let me just give you a live replay here. Let me see, they are coming in here. There was the initiate on the Sage1 ult, and then goes down Lalawi. So they did get out a lot of AoE damage down on Cryptix and Kha'Zix, but Cryptix and Kha'Zix still very tanky, and you know Kha'Zix was there for ages. He stayed in that fight for the entire time. Down goes Vortex of Souls ult as well as Israel, so a lot of AoE damage coming in there. They had perfect positioning on the AoE team combos coming in there. Cryptic Nexus going to go down exactly at the same time as Corki as well. And then it was Tarek slowly following. As you can see, Kha'Zix's tankiness is working out for him, but Legendary staying in that fight way too long as the auto attacks from Kai Farm is going to pick him off. And Kha'Zix, I think, is going to be taken out here oh no, he does actually escape. I forgot about that. But Sage1, he wasn't quick enough and couldn't slow him down enough, except that he did. There was the triple. And it was the quad coming out from Noobius. So that was the end of it. And you guys know the rest of the story. Let me speed up here as we do. I love doing this when things get back. Just going straight up there. As we do get back into the game. Wow! Super speed! Now let me go back down to normal speed here. As there is stuff happening. There is a kill coming out from Cryptic Nessus onto Corki. T-Panda stealing that kill. There's a support kill. I keep telling you guys, Tarek is the only support that steals all the kills. I mean, Lulu and Sona sometimes, maybe. But Tarek, come on. Just everything. We may be moving into another teamfight here as they're going to do the exact same thing. T-Panda and Cryptic Nessus is a 4v4. Kaifam does have his Guardian Angel as well. T-Panda gonna try and get burst down there, but it is the support focus, so I don't know where their focus is going on there. Vortex, the first one down is Tarek. It was Tarek. They do manage to burst him down. Leona coming in here, and they may be able to get a kill on Cryptic Nexus as well. Cho'Gath getting the knock up on Kaifam, just barely trying to keep them at bay, but it is a 1-for-2 in Noobius' favor. 1-for-3. 1-for-2. 1-for-3. It is 1-for-3. Oh, and they do put the damage out on Kaifan, which does pop his Guardian Angel. Doesn't net them a kill. So a 4-for-1 exchange. They didn't get the dragon there. I believe that did go to... It's actually, it'll be in the chat, won't it? Yeah, Sejuani slaying the dragon. Good luck, Sejuani. Good job on that. But yeah, apparently Super Pixel's coming out for me. Damn. Again, New Zealand internet can't really stream that well. Sorry, guys. Maybe one day if I get on an ESL, I can utilize their stream capacity, just be on Skype with them. And they can do all the streaming for me. I don't even know. But yeah, another great fight coming out and very good control for Noobius. Vortex of Souls was a little bit low, but she does now have that blue, and I think that's what kept her in that fight for so long. May have grabbed that afterwards, but I cannot quite remember. But yeah, again, you can just see that Noobius does have the positioning and does have the knowledge that they need in the team fights. Even though that Fun Times, they really have the team composition and they have the tankiness. But the damage, especially the AoE damage coming out from Noobius is really, really phenomenal. So the gold advantage is still way in Noobius. They have caught up in kills. They have caught up over in turrets as well. They've tanked up really well, and it's actually going to be a... coming out, sorry, it is going to be... Ra, keep on getting build water cutlass already sitting there on Cryptic Nexus. So we may be going for that Gwinsu, sorry, going for that Gunblade, which will put out a lot of burst from him later in the game. We will see, though. What does it go into now again? I've forgotten. No, sorry, he will be going for Blade of the Ruined King. I do remember that. That is going to be a Blade of the Ruined King. Excuse me on that one. Blade of the Ruined King, going to be happening on Cryptic Nexus as soon as he can, unless he listens to my stream and goes, hey, I'm not going to do that. Because that, I don't know, that maybe... What happened? Maybe what these people are thinking about. Rabadon's is sitting on Lux for a while now, and she has got a blasting one. I don't know what she will be doing with that. It does look like blasting one with an amp tome is going to be going into an abyssal scepter. So we may go into a team fight here. Cryptic Nexus getting a little... Oh, it is going to be the Zenith Blade from Lala, where he doesn't land on anyone. So there is their initiation gone. One of their prime initiations gone. Not their entire set, but yeah, their major initiation did disappear there for a while. All the abyssals coming out from Fun Times. I'm not sure if that is an error, as those do not stack. Well, they may stack, but I'm pretty sure they don't. In goes the team fight. Kaifam going to be bursted down as he doesn't have a GA anymore to supplement that. Vortex of Souls does use the Hourglass, and it is a 1-for-1 already. But at their turret, and Fun Times are just eating them alive. 2 for 2, and now Fun Times has been abandoned. Their tankiness is not going to save them anymore. They were doing really, really well, but then they were pushed out, and all that was left was the tankiness. So the focus is really, really going in Noobius' favor right now. Noobius knows who to target, and they know who to leave alive. They do not care about Sejuani. They've just had it with Lalawi and Iwobizo. They don't even care about them right now. They're just going straight for Legendary and BP. And, oh, what was his name again? Alright. That. Princess Bubblegum, yeah. Princess Bubblegum and Legendary, their damage is just... Once they're gone, that is it for Team Fun Times. But yes, very, very close coming out from them. And a very good game. Early game going very, very well in Fun Times' favor. Cryptek's getting very dangerously low here. He does manage to jump to his teammate, but Legendary may be able to catch up to them, given enough speed. Is a slow going to go out from Summoner Mikal? He doesn't have his ult just yet, but they are chasing, and the ult is coming back up. There's the jump again. Oh! Legendary did have a ward there, but it's not going to be enough to chase them. 16-9 as it is now. Teamfight's going way in Noobius' favor. Is there going to be a Baron coming out that we may see a bait? As I don't think either team are in a position to contest Baron without the other team knowing, unless they get a couple of team members down for the enemy team. That's what they'll be looking at to get a Baron right now in this game. They will be looking to get 1 or 2 members off guard, taking them down and leaving them with 2 or 3 members to try and contest that Baron, if indeed they can at all. And yes, it was a Ruby Sightstone for Lala, where he going into a Kindle Gem. Did finish off that Shirelias and going for a second Kindle Gem. Kindle Gem does turn into something else now, but I completely forgot what it was. I apologize for that. Dim Season 3s does turn into something quite useful. Maybe Twin Shadows, and maybe Twin Shadows. So I might have gotten that right. Please confirm that for me, Perkle, if you can. Thinking that's Twin Shadows. But yeah, boots on that as well. Not even second level boots. All of the second level boots on Noobius already finished. But Lalo, we're falling really behind in there. Does have those 8 assists. 1 assist difference by the supports. Down goes the Izzo. Wow! Nearly bursting down Legendary. Just barely getting a jump up. That was so close. God, you can see that damage. That was very, very close coming out from there. That ult from Lux and the ult from Israel nearly netted them a free kill. And they may have been able to go in, clean up, and then grab Baron. But they didn't manage to get it. Legendary jumping just in time. That was really, really close. Oh, they are going to go for a dragon here, though. And there are no wards down for Fun Times to see this. They do not know this is happening. They may think about it, but they do not know, and they didn't even slightly think of contesting it. They didn't even start even going over there. That dragon is going to go to Noobius. Going to be widening that gold gap, which is now 10k. It has happened. The 10k gold gap is in force, and it is in Noobius Maximus's favor. So they are coming back just so strong in this late game. Their mechanics were going really, really well in that early game, but their team play and their coordination wasn't as strong. And I'm thinking that was because of the champ picks in general, and right now they're just scaling way past Team Fun Times. Way into it. Oh, apparently Falconor thinking Iron Locket. Oh, okay, Twin Shadow is Cage's pick and Null Magic Mantle, so maybe Iron Locket. I forgot what goes for that Kindle gem, so I do apologize. It is on something though, because he does. Yeah, but obviously it must be. He does have that Shurelya's. So I do apologize for not remembering that Season 3 item. I have got a project going where I'm getting cue cards and everything for all of the items and everything. I should know it off by heart, but it is very difficult to consistently bring forth this information while I'm casting. It just, I don't know, I get a little bit out of there. Locket, Shurelya's, and Spirit Visage. Yeah, not gonna think it's a Spirit Visage on Lalawi. So, oh, maybe a Zeki's, potentially a Zeki's. But also potentially an Iron Solari. Considering that Lalawi does, that Leona does have an Iron Solari skin. I don't know if he has it, but, Leona does have an Iron Solari skin. Maybe going for that Locket, because that's just cool. Gotta keep the synergy there. Noobius is completely pushing I was gonna call him Legendary. Noobius is completely pushing Fun Times back here. Right out of their base, and it is Blade of the Ruin King, finally finished on Cryptic Nessus for a while now, and yeah, it is free roaming for Noobius now. There is a lot of sight on Baron for Fun Times though, so if they do go for a Baron, at least they know they may be able to get that one up on Noobius, which Noobius is not letting them take advantage of. Wow, Legendary is just getting crapped on the entire game, just barely staying alive. She always gets knocked down to half health, and that is it. But we are moving into the late game, as it is game 1, guys. I will put up the numbers of the games going in at the very end of this as we move on to game 2. But a fantastic match coming out here. Really good comebacks. We'll see if there is more damage coming out on game 2 for Team Fun Times. But they still have the opportunity to make a comeback in this game. We'll see if it happens. Blue Team Inhibitor is coming back up pretty quickly. Not quickly, it is coming back as soon as it should, but still, that is going to happen. And Jack's a little bit caught out here from his team. Noobius is split up. Okay, Fun Times didn't stick together on that one. But Vortex of Soul is going to be jumped off. There goes the initiative. The Xenoplay coming out from Lalawi. Now the ult coming out from T-Panna. And there is the AoE coming from Noobius Maximus. They're using their AoE advantage. And no stuns going out on Katarina. She did manage to get a full ult out on them and to get a lot of damage. Let's see if Iwobiso will be able to get a kill. He's staying in there, seeing if his ult can do anything. But no, he's going to get taken down here. He is in the danger zone. As Kaifam is sitting there with a GA. He's gone down. Legendary is in a world of hurt. That jump is going to do nothing for him. And this is it. What is Noobius going to do? Are they going to take turrets? Are they going to take inhibitors? Or are they going to go straight for that Baron and make sure they roll straight over the edge? The Serena vote is down. The first game does go to Noobius Maximus. We are now going to move on to game 2, guys. Cheers for watching.